Let's have a look at on the satellite image. We can see thick cloud cover is spinning around much of northern Australia right now. Now, here are the 24-hour totals that we saw up to 9 o'clock this morning. The blue shows over 100 millimetres for parts of that southern Gulf coastline. Now, Burketown Post Office, 176 millimetres of rain. That's their heaviest fall in 13 years. Now, this area in northwest Queensland is still suffering from flooding from Tropical Cyclone Kirrily a couple of weeks ago. And then with all this extra rainfall, we're likely to see the rivers rising in those areas once again, Ruby.
And how likely is the weather to evolve? How will the weather evolve through the rest of Friday, Tom?
Yeah, so let's have a look at this system in more detail. Now, right now, the centre is less than 50 kilometres off the coastline, but it's moving very slowly, so it could take another few hours to actually make landfall. There's a cyclone warning in place, you can see, for the southern Gulf Coast, including Borroloola. Now, that's for wind gusts up to 110 kilometres per hour, along with the risk of heavy rain and flash flooding. Let's have a look at that forecast rain now. You can see the heaviest falls as we move into this evening. They're moving across the border from Queensland to the Northern Territory. So heavy falls and strong winds. A severe weather warning in force for those inland areas. That's for potentially 24-hour totals, even up to 200 to 250 millimetres of rain, along with the ongoing threat there of damaging wind gusts. And with all that rain that's coming, there's also a flood watch in place for many parts of northern Australia, including, you can see much of the NT, including Tennant Creek and also that northwest corner of Queensland, Ruby.
And as we've already seen this summer, cyclones often do the most damage after moving inland. What's the post-landfall threat from Cyclone Lincoln?
Yeah, and this one's going to be quite interesting once again, Ruby. So let's have a look at the forecast track then as we move through the weekend. So it's moving west across the central part of the NT. You can see the heavy rain. It's also moving west. And then around Monday, popping across the border into the Kimberley. So heavy rain likely in that area. The big question is, will it then move off the coast again and re-intensify? Well, that could happen. But firstly, this is the total rainfall over the next 6 days from one of our leading models, showing 100 to even 400 millimetres of rain along the path of Cyclone Lincoln once it moves inland, and that means further flooding also for the Kimberley. Now I've got a strike probability map for you for Thursday the 22nd, so in 6 days' time. This particular model has an 80% chance of a cyclone redeveloping off the north coast of WA late next week. Now, I'm not sure the chance of a cyclone reforming is quite as high as 80%, but it's definitely quite a likely scenario at this stage, Ruby.
Tom Saunders, thank you for the update.